The reason you cannot attract women is because you play video games. If you're somebody who plays video games 24/7 all day long, playing Call of Duty, playing the Assassin's Creed, you're a loser. Genuinely, you are a loser because you haven't got your life in order and simply you're depressed. You can't attract women, and so you cope and cover that all up by jumping into the virtual world and simply playing video games. I used to do that myself, bro. I used to sit all day, run home from school, and I used to hop on Call of Duty, and I used to, whenever, we all know, if you're watching this, you know yourself, double XP weekend on Call of Duty was one of the most funnest times of being a kid. But you've grown up. You're now an older person. Call of Duty's not that fun anymore, and you simply don't enjoy playing video games even whenever you play them. You don't even like the friends that you have playing video games with. You know there's a time to change. You know that you should. So what's stopping you? I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you can't attract women. First reason why you can't get girls is because you simply play video games. Now, I said that at the start, but we're going to go into a bit further into it. The reason why you can't get girls by playing video games, guys, is because you don't put yourself in environments around the type of women that you want to attract. And you can have all these coping methods and sit there and go, but bro, you see, because, you know, I might find a gamer girl or she might be... Shut up. The reason why that's a load of horse crap in your ears is because simply the chances of you bumping into a girl playing a game, I'm not going to say is low, but the chances of her being actually someone who's really attractive and somebody who is the type of woman you want to spend the rest of your life with, it's near borderline impossible. Not saying it is, but those types of girls are the girls who are on Twitch and they're making bang money because they're using their attractiveness for money. It's a sad world that we live in, but that's the truth. So stop sitting thinking that you play video games because, I might find a girl on games by playing video games. Bro, but I'm playing video games and I'm socializing with my friends and I'm developing my social skills. If you honestly say that shit, man, you need to, if you're in your 20s especially and you say that, you really need to evaluate yourself. There's a reason why people sit there and say grow up, because whenever you're in your 20s and you're still playing video games, coping and saying that it's progressing your social skills, you are a loser. And that's the reason why you're depressed. It's the reason why you fap, and it's the reason why you cry you cry yourself to sleep butt ass naked in your bed. It's the truth. The second reason is why you can't attract women is because simply you don't take care of yourself. You don't get a fresh haircut. You don't experiment with your face. And what I mean by that is, I don't mean to sound weird, but like, you don't try to grow a beard. You don't shave your beard. You don't get a new hairstyle, and you don't buy a fresh pair of new clothes. Now, I know I'm not the best example in this video because I'm wearing whatever the hell that is. But anyway, this is the shit I wore around the house, and I know I should change that. But when going outside, this is not what I wear because I'm not 18 years old and I'm not 15. You know, if you're a 15-year-old kid, yeah, fair enough. Wear all the crap that, you know, I wouldn't really advertise that. But if you're somebody who's in your 20s, dress properly. If you guys don't know how to dress, go onto Instagram, find a creator or find an influencer that you actually really respect and look up to. I'll give an example. Mike Thurston. So he's a guy I really look up to in a way of the way he perceives himself, the way he looks. Whenever I want to level up my style of clothing, I go on his social media pages and I just look at the clothes that he's wearing and I just replicate that. You will be surprised with how much better you look whenever you actually do that. Whenever you actually go on social media and just simply copy another person's style, because it could work really well for you and it could really suit you. Things like looks maxing, meditation, mewing, all that there sort of stuff, and I will go into depth in that in the future. But like I said, take care of your looks. Get a shower, for number 1. Smell better, buy a better cologne. I have actually a video on my channel where I talk about the best colognes to buy that are cheap. Go on there and you will see. You will be able to smell better. Because so many of us, we sit and we're around women and no, like you can, like I said, you can dress all the way you want. You can have the body language of a big man, of an alpha male. You can talk with charisma, but if you smell like a donkey's arse, literally no one's gonna want to be around you. No one's gonna want to be around you, man. So sort that out. I'd say cologne, like smelling good is the number 1 thing to change, because even if you have a bad sense of style in terms of clothing, but if you smell incredible, people aren't gonna run away from you. The third reason why you can't attract women is because you don't put yourself in environments to attract girls. So I'll give you an example. Well, you play video games. There's already an environment that doesn't attract women. But what I mean is working in a job like working in a restaurant. Have a lot of caring jobs where you interact with people. Because if you really go, like, think of this. Women are more interested in people. Men are more interested in things. It's why you have men who work in building sites and construction, because we prefer those jobs compared to women who will do teaching and caring and catering and all that there sort of stuff, where they're simply just interacting with people all day. So if you are somebody who does want to attract girls, go in environments where they are. Now that's daytime, but if you want to go on nighttime, I think, bars, restaurants, nightclubs, if you're somebody who's new to it, like I said, I'm sort of guessing that you're watching this and you sort of don't really go outside in terms of like going nights out. Round up a few friends who are pretty much the same as you and say, here, listen, do you want to go out for a night out, all of us? Just go to your local bar or local nightclub or whatever. As long as you're over age, go in there. And the more time you spend in and around women like that, the more you learn. Now, obviously, I don't expect you to start banging girls left, right, and center. I know that's not really going to happen unless you have the genes of a genetic god. But once you put yourself in those scenarios, that's whenever you start to make progress. You have to throw yourself in the deep end. I always sit there and say, if you want to learn to swim, you throw yourself in the deep end, because you'll learn to swim. It's the same thing with girls. Throw yourself in the deep end with them, like cold approaching. That's if you really want to go really far. Then go on nights out. Nights out are like the middle ground. Nights out it's not too difficult, but just go on nights out, because I've had interactions myself where girls simply just come up to you and you don't know how good looking you actually are, because we all really sort of look at ourselves in a very negative way. You don't really know exactly how other people perceive you in terms of looks, and those things do work. Those things do happen. The fourth reason why you don't attract women, or you can't, is because you don't live an exciting life. You sit at home all day and you eat Doritos and you finger your bum and you scratch your arse every day. You don't really have an exciting life. Simple. You work at your job and you go home and you play video games. And I'm sorry, bro, but like, if you're the sort of person who's feeling lonely and feeling alone, that's the reason why. Switch it up a bit. This is a certain thing, like I said, where you can get away with, and you'll hear me out. If you work on something, for example, like if you don't really go outside, but you sort of focus on building up wealth and making money to the point where you can then live an exciting life, go for that route. But if you're somebody who makes a decent amount of money already through your job, use that by, I don't know, going on holiday, take photos, put them up on social media. I always sit there and say Instagram is like your business card in terms of like advertising yourself to girls. So if you're somebody who wants to show the world that you live an exciting life, which is very easy to do on Instagram, go do shit and take photos and upload it on Instagram that is portraying the message that you live an exciting life. Now, obviously you have to live an exciting life for that to happen. You don't want to be a catfish. I mean, come on, bro. Use things like Instagram to your power. And once you do that, like I said, whenever it comes to simply just reaching out to a girl and messaging her, once she clicks on your Instagram and sees that you live a very exciting life, that you go to all these different countries and you're doing all these things like paintballing and snowboarding and whatever the hell, those are the things that attracts them, because they want to be a part of that life. A woman is an accessory to your life, not the main focus. But it takes time. It takes a lot of time to actually do. It takes a lot of thought and it takes a lot of dedication. It's either that or it's simply just go back to playing Call of Duty, bro, and jacking off over Dua Lipa. Like it you know what I mean? And this brings us on to the final reason. The fifth reason and the final reason why you can't attract women is because you are broke. You're broke. Simple as that. You don't earn enough money. And even whenever you do, you don't spend it properly, because you spend your money on things like going on G2A.com and buying the next Call of Duty or buying the next Assassin's Creed, instead of using that money to level up yourself in terms of your looks or your business or your YouTube channel. Because once you start investing money straight back into yourself and you make yourself a worthy investment, guess what? It's like a stock. It goes up. Your life changes. I'm literally living proof of this myself. I've seen this happen. And in the future, if things go well, I really do want to show you guys this, because this does actually properly work. I'm going to give you an actionable step. If you're somebody who makes £200-300 a week through your 9-to-5 job, spend about roughly £150, maybe £100 on that, and save the rest. Spend that £150 not on video games, but on just buying new clothes. If you're watching this and you've got to this point at the end of the video, what I want you to do, if you generally seriously considering changing your life and improving it, because you don't want to play video games, you actually want to find the woman that you actually want to be with and start attracting high value women, set a goal for the end of this week to go on social media, find an influencer that you really like who dresses the way you actually really would like to dress, and just buy one item of clothing that they have. Now obviously I don't mean their brand, but just let's say there's somebody you look up and they wear a black t-shirt, muscle fit, then go out and just type in black muscle fit t-shirt on whatever, find your size and buy it. Make that your actionable step. So many of us sit there and we spend our money, like I said, on useless stuff. The amount of people I have seen, man, who sit and spend their money on drink and alcohol and going out 3-4 times a week. I've literally seen people who go out on the Wednesdays, weekdays, like they can't wait so much for the weekends that they go out on Wednesday. That is generally how sad and pathetic people are. Maybe it's just where I live, but drinking culture in the UK is just, it's ridiculously sad and depressing. And I've been a part of it. And that's why I don't want to be a part of it anymore. I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke. I never really did. But being around people like that is just sad and depressing, because they genuinely live such miserable lives. Some of these people have made more money than me, and I'm sitting there back going like, you can honestly, like, genuinely, like 5-10 times improve your life by simply just putting your money into better things. things like buying new clothes, buying courses. Those sorts of things are the stuff you put your money into. Reading books, buying books, doing all that there sort of stuff. Just put your money into the things like that. There's so much things that you can do now that have a compound effect. So you'll start here. You'll maybe put a few £100, maybe get a gym membership and you buy a few new clothes, and already within a few weeks you don't really notice that much of a difference. But if you just keep doing it and keep doing it, suddenly something happens. Maybe you go on a night out and you actually bump into a girl you end up taking home. There's that little bit of a success. Then you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. Now all of a sudden you're making money. Now all of a sudden you're recording YouTube videos. You're doing stuff you're putting your money into the right things. It has a compound effect where it just goes up like that. It's unbelievably, incredibly insane what you can do when you actually just put your money into investing in yourself. The reason why you sit and you play video games all day is because you wait for the things to come to you. You wait for girls to come to you. You wait for a good life to come to you, and you're probably 30 years old and it's not going to happen. Never is. Because even if you go out and directly, like, desperately chase that thing, it will go away from you. Now this is another video entirely which I am going to make, but if you put that money in investing in yourself, those things will come to you. Do the actionable steps, and I shall see you guys in the next video.